Yo, good evening, everyone from the USA, all over the world, Canada, Long Island, aka Strong Island, plus the 5 spots of Brooklyn, Bronx, Manhattan, Staten Island, and Queens. I'm your man, G Money Stacks, aka Lonely Nomad, aka The Gregonator, YouTuber, host with the most, unstoppable podcaster that's independent, and rookie podcaster of Queens, New York. And you are now tuning in and rocking with Off the Meat Rack Chainz New York podcast, episode 102. That's right, 102. And speaking of 102, let me just let you know what's going on here. We are live and direct from StreamYard, YouTube, and alongside of myself is the Instagram live of Off the Meat Rat Chainz New York podcast. Instagram page is where I'm doing the IGTV. And also, and speaking of which, make sure you turn on your notifications on the gram, especially if you're following me on G Money Stacks 555 in Queens, New York. My other shows, Excellent Fun Vibrant Podcast, Meticulous Vibe Juice Podcast Review Show, alongside with this show right here, which is Off the Meat Rat Chainz New York podcast. So it's very important that you turn on your notifications for updates, important updates in terms of when the episodes is going to drop to streaming platforms and of course YouTube. So there you go, right there. And speaking of YouTube, if you guys are new to the channel from the YouTube universe and a new listener, and you miss any previous episodes whatsoever, don't worry, I got your back. All you need to do is subscribe to the YouTube channel, G Money Stacks 555, where you're gonna see a whole list of uploaded episodes that was previously recorded. And make sure you enable alerts along with the notification bell. Make sure you leave a like and a comment along with the topics and the episodes. Stay tuned for more video content, upcoming episodes, previous episodes, and make sure you download your favorite episodes. Don't forget to rate. Don't forget to rate and share the videos, share the episodes, tell a friend to another friend, and I will explain the new stream platform that I just put 3 shows on at the end of the show. All right. And um now that I got that out the way, um let's go into a segment that I started. Let's see, hold on a minute. Yeah, let's go to a segment that I started recently called Mental Health Check-In. Let me give you some hold on. And for those of you who may not know what mental health check-in is, this is basically about you and your well-being and how you're feeling mentally, physically, and spiritually, which I always ask on every live stream, and of course, including myself. Um, First and foremost, let's start with me. So far, so good. Mentally, physically, and spiritually, I am doing all right. And of course, in case you didn't know what's going on with my room, I put up the LED strip lights by Reamer that I ordered from Amazon. And of course, aside of myself is a ring light, which actually helps me because I didn't think I was going to get it in time in terms of like, delays and stuff. So, you know, I'm actually enjoying it so far though, man. It feels like I'm at a party. That way I don't have to stare at the white paint all day, which is so boring, you know what I mean? And that's why sometimes it's always good to treat yourself to things because at the end of the day, the fact still remains that you're not going to be able to please or cater to everybody because at the same token, you're not going to be able to make everybody happy, which is inevitable, and and that's a fucking fact right here. And yeah, that was your mental health check-in. I wanted to actually tell you guys how I'm feeling mentally, physically, and spiritually. Mentally, physically, and spiritually, everything's all good right now. Um, so other than that, I don't usually like I don't usually like sad stories, but as you may know, ladies first, our beloved actor Betty White has passed away at the age of 99. So this is what's happening right here. I'll get to the story in a sec. So of course, uh, Betty's star on Hollywood Walk of Fame is drawing a crowd, and folks are leaving candles, flowers, stuffed animals, and other tokens. Now, for those of you who may or may not know who Betty White is an actress that was in the 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 TV series, which everybody's probably familiar with, which is Golden Girls, and some other shows that you probably remember her from. So there's that. Um, okay, so let me keep going here. The beginnings of a makeshift memorial outside Betty's house are underway. Um, One fan has already stopped by to place flowers under a tree at the gate and pay their respects. A source close to tells TMZ she didn't have any sudden illness, nor was she battling any particular ailment. We're told she's believed to have died from natural causes. Um, Emergency responders, including police, showed up at her home Friday morning as a standard procedure. As we told you back in 2020, Betty rarely left her home once the COVID 19 pandemic, aka slandemic, began. Beloved actress, comedian, and an American icon, Betty White has died just weeks before a milestone birthday, TMZ has learned. Law enforcement sources tell TMZ Betty passed away at her home just before 9:30 a.m. Friday. A trailblazer and pioneer in media, Betty had the longest running career for any woman in TV prior to her death, starring in multiple shows over the past 8 decades, starting way back in 1939. Betty is perhaps most famous for her lead role as Rose on Nylon in The Golden Girls, which ran from 1985 to 1992. She's been in tons of other big hits throughout her life, though. Um, Betty got her start in radio in the 40s, making appearances on Blondie, The Great, Gildersleeve, and This Is Your FBI. She's eventually got her own radio program. In 1949, she began working on a TV variety show with Al Jarvis called Hollywood on Television, which she later co-hosted before breaking out into more TV roles. Her break Her breakout comedic role came in 1973 when she played Sue Ann Nivens on The Mary Tyler Moore Show, which ran until 1977, and then she got her starring role in The Betty White Show. With 115 acting credits to her name, Betty had roles in productions like Life with Elizabeth, Date with the Angels, The Love Boat, Mama's Family, The Golden Palace, Ladies Man, That 70s Show, Higgy Town Heroes, Boston Legal, The Bold and the Beautiful, Pound Puppies, Hot in Cleveland, and of course Golden Girls, of course, which I just mentioned, and many, many, many other shows and films. Betty won 5 Primetime Emmy Awards, including 2 for Mary Tyler Moore, one for Golden Girls and one for her 1975 SNL appearance, along with Screen Actors Guild Awards, American Comedy Awards, and even a 2012 Grammy. She's been nominated for several Golden Globes and has also been honored with lots of Lifetime Achievement Awards and celebrations through several organizations. Betty had just made headlines this week when she told people, "I've heard Ryan Reynolds can't get over his thing for me." They co-starred in the 2009 movie The Proposal. Ryan jokingly responded on Twitter, "I'm absolutely sick of the media exploring past relationships just to drive clicks." The last time we got Betty on camera, she was teasing the launch of her Facebook page back in 2012. As we've reported, Betty had been extra cautious during the pandemic, aka Slamdemic, of course, mostly chilling at home and passing the time by reading, watching TV, and doing crossword puzzles. Betty was 99, and she would have celebrated her 100th birthday on January 17th. Wow. Wow. So let me see. So what what's the cause? So the beloved actress who died weeks before her 100th birthday had many fun moments on Good Morning America, which is in Los Angeles. Betty White died from a stroke. She had 6 days before her December 31st death at age 99, according to her death certificate. Wow. Wow. Um, so SIP to Betty White. We also got some more tragic stuff going on here too. So with this has to do with um Sidney Poitier. Um yeah. Sidney Poitier. Of course, the for those of you who may not know who he is, he's the Bahamian American actor that passed away at age 94 years old. According to the New York Times, Portier's passing was confirmed by Eugene um, um, Torchan Nuri, the acting director general of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs in the Bahamas. Born in Florida in 1927 but raised in the Bahamas, Portier is known for the films In the Heat of the Night, To Guess Who's Coming to Dinner, and um, Lilies of the Field, which won him an Academy Award for Best Actor in 1964. Portier was the first black man to win an Oscar. Um, Celebrities and public figures honor Portier, Viola Davis, Oprah Winfrey, Diana Ross, President Barack Obama, and more have all posted moving tributes. See below. And this is what Viola Davis said on Twitter. This is a big one. No words can describe how your work radically shifted my life. The dignity, normalcy, strength, excellence, and sheer electricity you brought to your roles showed us that we, as Black folks, mattered. It was an honor. And then Jeffrey Wright states on Twitter, Sidney Poitier, what a landmark actor, one of a kind. What a beautiful, gracious, warm, genuinely regal man. Rest in paradise, sir, with love. And Be a King, Bernice King actually says, Cindy Poitier, Poor People's Campaign, Resurrection City, Washington, D.C., May 1968. Powerful beyond the stage and screen. And Sherilyn Ifill, whew, I am an artist, a man, an American, a contemporary. I wish that you would pay me the respect due. Oh boy. Of course, Clay, critical thinking theory Kane. The legendary Sidney Poitier has reportedly passed away at 94, a true icon. Here's a powerful interview from him back in 1968. He was addressing how he was being treated by the press. Rest in power. Debbie Allen also says, hashtag Cindy Poitier, your last sunset with us is the dawn of many generations rising in the path of light you blazed. We will always hold you in our hearts and forever speak your name. Whoopi Goldberg also chimed in on Twitter. If you wanted the sky, I would write across the sky in letters that would soar 1,000 feet high. To serve with love, Sir Cindy Poitier, rest in power. He showed us how to reach for the stars. Oprah Winfrey chimes in and says, I don't know, I can't even I can't even read that. Yeah, let me see what she says on Twitter. Let me see. Just give me a sec, folks. Okay, I'm gonna forget. So this is what she says here. Oprah Winfrey says, "For me, the greatest of the great trees has fallen, Sidney Poitier. My honor to have loved him as a mentor, friend, brother, confidant, wisdom teacher, the outmost, highest regard and praise for his most magnificent, gracious, eloquent life. I treasure him. I adored him. He had an enormous soul I would forever cherish. Blessings to Joanna and his world of beautiful daughters." Yeah. Yeah. Hang on a second. And I believe there's more tweets. So Missy Elliott, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, Missy Elliott also chimed in on the whole. Wait a second, man. Wait a minute. I'm at the. Give me a second, folks. Yeah, I'm right here. No. Hold on. Okay. Barack Obama also chimed in. Through his groundbreaking roles and singular talent, Sidney Poitier epitomized dignity and grace. reviewing the power of movies to bring us closer together. He also opened doors for a generation of actors. Michelle and I send our love to his family and a legion of fans. Kerry Washington also chimed in on Twitter. She states, "We lost an elegant king today. Thank you, Sidney Poitier, for not only opening the door, but for walking in this world with endless grace and excellence, so that today still we follow behind you, um, reaching toward the example that you set. Rest in peace and in power. We love you." Miss Ross, Diana Ross, my condolences to Sidney Poitier's family. A wonderful, great man, will always be remembered. There's a whole bunch of people that chimed in, man. Hold on, man. There's a whole bunch of people that just chimed in. I'm gonna just do a few more and then we'll go on to the next one. Okay, so Holly Berry also chimed in. 1/3, a tiny bit of myself is lost when my friends are gone. Sidney Poitier wrote in his book, Life Beyond Measure, "My dear Sidney, an enormous part of my soul weeps at your passing. In your 94 years on this planet, you left an incredible, an indelible, indelible, um, indelible mark with your extraordinary wait with your extraordinary what else he said, with your extraordinary, that's about it. Yeah, that's about it though. Hold on. Also Roland S. Martin. um So, Bill Cosby and Sidney Poitier made some of the funniest movies in the 70s. Let's Do It Again and Uptown Saturday Night, which Poitier both directed. Cosby released this statement through his publicist, Andrew Wyatt. He was honored by AFI and along um, with many stars of stage and a half. Bakari Sellers also chimed in and said, "I've posted this picture before, but while many remember hashtag Sidney Poitier for his acting, I just want to acknowledge he was also a righteous freedom fighter." Freedom fighter. Yes, so SIP to Betty White and Sidney Poitier. And we got some more news to cover. And this is pertaining to Bob Saget. Um, Bob's longtime friend and co-star John Stamos just tweeted the following: "I am broken. I am gutted. I am in complete and utter shock. I would never have another friend like him. I love you so much, Bobby." The Orange County Sheriff's Office tells us we have no information on the cause of death. The detectives have found no signs of foul play or drug use in this case. They wrote, no, they note the medical examiner's office will make the final call on the cause and manner of death. Um, he basically passed. He basically passed away at age 65. TMZ has learned. So, multiple sources connected to the iconic comedian and actor, most famous for his starring role as Danny Taylor in Full House, tells us he passed away Sunday at the Ritz-Carlton in Orlando, Florida. The sheriff's department and the fire department responded to the hotel around 4 p.m. Eastern. After hotel security had found Bob in his room, we're told he was pronounced dead on the scene, but the circumstances of his death are still unclear. So it's going to be a wait and see based on the toxicology test. So basically, usually when a person passes away, um, it usually takes weeks to do a toxicology report. You know what I'm saying? So don't expect to find out how he passed away or whatever. Um, you know what I mean? Um, and this is gonna sound crazy though, man. Look, hold on a minute here. Yeah, this is gonna sound crazy though, man. But for years and years, I've been hearing how I never understood how a person passes away in their sleep, which is kind of crazy though. And and to be honest, it's just beyond heartbreaking. You know what I mean? I mean, he's the guy that was in America's Funniest Home Videos before Fonzo Ribeiro took over. Of course, Full House. He was in numerous of projects. He was also a comedian, a beloved TV dad. You know what I mean? And the guy was also there for Pistol Pete Davidson. Pete, I don't know why Michael Rappaport called him Pistol Pete. I don't know why, but I don't know why, but that's kind of crazy on his part, though, man. um, so, yeah. So basically, Pistol Pete Davidson basically was talking about how he was there for him when he was going through some mental health related stuff, and it's very tragic though. You know what I mean? Um, so there. Anyway, I don't know how. Listen, I can't tell how a person passes away in their sleep. You know what? Let's research this, man. All right. Okay. Let's research this though, man, because I'm really having a hard time understanding this right there. So let me see. So we're gonna find out how a person passed away in their sleep. Okay, let's see. Whoa, let's see. Well, okay. So this is according to health status. So there's 5 common reasons why people die while sleeping. So death is inevitable. In fact, it can come like a thief in the night. Dying while sleeping seems like a peaceful and pain-free way to die, but it is really the case. What does it mean to die in your sleep? And why do people die in their sleep in the first place? Although death can be an uncomfortable topic to talk about for some, in this article, we will explore some common reasons why people never wake up from slumber. Yeah, I have to agree. I have to agree on this, though, man. Actually, man, it is an uncomfortable subject to actually talk about, man. The same way, people are uncomfortable talking about, people are uncomfortable talking about, like, the whole nightmare traumatic experiences because it's hard to actually find somebody to confide in. And as you can see, somebody just came in. Hold on. Yeah, yeah. Shout outs to. I'll get to that in a second. Um, yeah, yeah. So, why will you want to read further? Well, it can clear your doubts once and for all. and it might help you see some red flags that can potentially lead you to life-saving treatments before it's too late. So, cardiac arrest, um, a death that is associated with the heart could be attrib- attributed to several medical conditions, including sudden cardiac arrest, um, myocardial infarction, um, arrhythmias, which is the abnormal heart rhythms, um, and congestive heart failure. One common effort from all of these heart conditions is the failure of the heart to pump enough blood to the rest of the body, which can be fatal. Respiratory arrest, the lungs and the heart complement each other. As such, when one system fails, the other will most likely follow. One type of breathing that is indicative of impending death is called the the Shane um Shane strokes, respiratory no excuse me respiration or periodic respiration. Whew. It is characterized by deep and fast breathing, followed with a gradual decrease before going for a temporary stop in breathing or apnea. The pattern repeats with each cycle lasting up to 2 minutes. Of course, you have respiratory failure can happen due to a chronic degenerative disease such as chronic bronchitis, which of course, I've been hearing so much about someone who is a streamer who is actually struggling with bronchitis, emphysema, bronchi 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 chi, chi, excuse me, bronchiectasis, bronchiectasis. There you go. There we go. Um, pulmonary fibrosis, cystic fibrosis, lung cancer, status asthmaticus, um, pulmonary embolism. Um, it is also possible for the lungs to fail because of some changes in the muscles or the nervous system, just like in the case of my 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 asthenia, myasthenia gravis, or amyotrophic lateral sclerosis. Moreover, there are cases of sudden infant death syndrome in babies less than 1 year old. The exact cause is unknown, but it is believed to be associated with defects in the portion of the infant's brain, blah, blah, blah. Um, sudden explained, sudden unexplained nocturnal death syndrome. Um, of course, or sudden explained nocturnal death syndrome was first recognized in 1915 in the Philippines. It was originally called bang bang ban gun gut. Oh wow. To arise and moan the word for nightmare in the Tagalog language. In Hawaii, they call it dream disease. The exact cause of SUNS is unclear, but it is associated with acute hemor, hemorrhagic um, pancreatitis, pancreatitis, um, Brugada syndrome. a condition that causes disruption in the normal rhythm of the heart. The structural heart disease, moreover, SUDS is prevalent in young adult Southeast Asian men who are otherwise unhealthy. Carbon monoxide poisoning. Have you heard of people dying while sleeping inside their car with their AC on? That's more likely due to carbon monoxide poisoning. Carbon monoxide is a colorless and odorless gas that can be fatal if too much of it is breathed into the lungs. And unless you are using the cold detector, you can hardly notice its presence. It can be in the fumes from running cars, gas ranges, furnaces, grills, stoves, water heaters, fireplace, dryer, and so on. How does it kill? An increase in the levels of carbon monoxide can compromise the amount of oxygen that is flowing in your blood. When this happens, the blood that circulates in the body is carrying more of the toxic carbon monoxide instead of oxygen. This ultimately leads to shock or, in the worst case scenario, death. What happens if you are awake? If there is an increased level of carbon monoxide inside your car or in your environment while you are awake, you may experience symptoms like dizziness, headache, or an upset stomach. Of course, a obstructive sleep apnea. Obstructive sleep apnea is the most common of all types of sleep apnea and is more likely the culprit why a person may die in their sleep. Apparently, OSA is a serious sleep disorder. It causes one's breathing to stop and start repeatedly while sleeping. Um, this type of sleep apnea causes your throat muscles to intermittently relax and cause blockage in your airway during sleep. Man, hence there's the term obstructive in its name. Snoring is one noticeable sign of sleep apnea. Wow. Yeah, good thing I don't snore. It is estimated that about 22 million Americans struggle from sleep apnea, and 80% of these cases are undiagnosed. How does OSA kill? When the airway is obstructed, it can be suddenly compromise the level of oxygen that is running in the blood. If a person is already at risk for heart attack and stroke, then OSA can trigger a sudden cardiac event or brain attack that can cause one's untimely demise while asleep. Wow. Um so in conclusion, it pays to know all these things before it's too late. People may say that once it is your time, you can't do something about it. This statement is quite preposterous because doing preventive measures and knowing what to look out for can definitely help in staying away from impending and untimely death. For instance, you can do something to address your snoring problem, and there are treatments for sleep apnea that you can try. There are also medications, treatments, and surgeries that can address a respiratory or heart problem. And of course, one can stay at an affordable motel to sleep at instead of sleeping inside the car with the AC on. Now, hold on a second, folks. The reason why I need to break down how a person passes away in his sleep is because I want to give you guys an idea on how this happened, especially especially what happened with Bob Saget, though, man. You know what I mean? And of course, people like Jimmy Kimmel was crying when he couldn't when he could barely deliver his monologue and his intro and all that other stuff for his late night show. And yeah, it can choke a person inside, especially if your loved ones passes away and stuff like that. It's tough, man. You know what I mean? Um, so yeah, that's why I had to break it down and get a better understanding on how a person passes away in their sleep. So there you go. This is just me, educating myself on this one. All right. Um, okay. We're going to continue where we left off in terms of we're going to continue where we left off here, man. Of course, um, yeah. So Bob's been touring the country lately, hitting a lot of destinations throughout the state of Florida, including in Orlando, which got started in September and was supposed to take him through May. On Saturday night, he was in Jacksonville doing a show at the Point Vidra Concert Hall, where he actually shouted out the crowd early Sunday morning. Um, and this is what he actually said before he passed. On Twitter, he said, "Love tonight's show. PV underscore concert hall in Jacksonville. Appreciative audience. Thanks again to um, Real Tim Wilkins for opening. I had no idea I did a 2 hour set tonight. I'm happily addicted again to this shit." Of course, um, that was his website that he created, and yeah, check out his website bobsaget.com for my dates in 2022, which that's probably not gonna happen, man. Now that he's no longer with us. So anyway, Saget played the patriarch on the hit ABC sitcom for almost 10 years, landing the lead star role to be exact in 1987 and finishing out its first iteration in 95, opposing stars like John Stamos, Dave Collier, of course, not to mention his TV daughters Candace Cameron, Jodie Sweetin, as well as Mary Kate and Ashley Olsen, who swapped the duties of portraying Michelle. While his turn as the quintessential family man is what a lot of people will remember him for, truth is, Saget was a pretty raunchy guy, especially in his stand-up comedy. BS's comedy contributions were put on full display in his memorable Comedy Central roast, where a ton of his longtime comic buddies tore him a new one, kiddingly and with love. He proved to be a good sport, taking shots from the likes of Gilbert Gottfried, Norm MacDonald, Greg Giraldo, John Lovitz, Jeff Ross, and Brian Posen, and others. He even had some jokes of his own to fire off, making for perhaps one of the most memorable roles in the Comedy Central vault, speaking to Saget's influence on the craft. And yes, in addition to his stand-up and Full House fame, Saget will also be remembered as the fan fave of America's Funniest Home Videos, of which he served as host from '89 to 1997, running concurrently with his time tone on Full House. Speaking of Mr. Tanner, he reprised his role for Netflix's reboot of the franchise Fuller House, which ran for 4 years and ended in 2020. Bob's other notable acting credits include a recurring role on Entourage, in which he played a zany version of himself, the narrator's voice of How I Met Your Mother, another sitcom he starred in called Raising Dad, one of the Penguins in Face of the Penguins, the lead in Surviving Suburbia, and a standout cameo in Half Baked as a recovering crackhead, among many other appearances on the film and television over the years. Lately, he's been getting back to his roots with a podcast series called Bob Saget's Here for You, and was even featured as one of the celebrity guests on The Masked Singer not too long ago. The last time we got him out was in late 2019 when he was laughing it up with fans and paps outside of Craig's in West Hollywood while also taking photos and signing autographs. He wished Jeff Ross a happy 41st birthday and seemed to be in really good spirits. Bob is survived by his wife, Kelly Rizzo, and three children. Of course, um, okay. Rest in power. I say sleep in paradise to Bob Saget, Betty White, and Sidney Poitier. Um, and and we have another person that also passed away as well. Um, Jesse Lee Daniels. Boy. All right. All right, folks. We're gonna get through this, man. Of course, let's get rid of that. It's a sad day for Staten Island hip hop and R&B and the world. Jesse Lee Daniels of the Force MDs has reportedly died at age 57. The singer's management confirmed his passing on Facebook. Please put a heart up for him. He was loved to the family, friends, and fans today. Um, we lost a real talent. Our condolences goes out to his siblings, kids, and the Force MDs. Reads the post as reported by The Mirror. Hailing from Staten Island, which is where Pistol Pete is from, the Force MDs were originally known as the Force MCs. However, at the height of their popularity, they were an R&B vocal group with hits like the Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis produced Tender Love and Love is a House that are certified classics. Daniels, who was the uncle of members Stevie D, Antoine TCD Lundy, and Rodney Khalil Lundy, is credited as a founder of the group. Of course, rest in power to Jesse D, um, Betty White, Sidney Poitier, and Bob Saget, of course. So anyway, there's some people that also chimed in on Twitter. So there's some people that actually chimed in actually. So of course, Mr. C says on Twitter, "Rest in peace to the legendary singer Jesse D from the R&B group The Force MDs. If you really know that, if you really know the history of this group, shout to anybody that remember when they was called the Force MCs. Jesse D and the group put Staten Island, New York on the map. Period. He will be missed." Who else chimed in on Twitter? Of course, yeah, yeah. Who else chimed in? Of course, the people from Rock the Bells actually said on Twitter, The Rob the Bells family is saddened to learn of the passing of Jesse Lee Daniels, aka Jesse Jesse D, of the iconic group, the Force MDs. The culture has lost another legend, but his legacy will live on. Rest in power. Rob Bass says, my condolences go out to his family. Sleep in paradise, Jesse D, from the legendary hashtag Force MDs. Craig G says, damn, RIP Jesse D of the Mighty Force MDs. Not only was I inspired by their many classic Harlem World Battle routines, I had the pleasure of working with them on their album Step to Me later on in their career. Of course, the people from the Universal Hip Hop Museum also chimed in on Twitter and stated, "R.I.P. to Jesse D from the hip hop R&B group Force MDs. Jesse was an amazing performer in the music industry. His vocals were so sweet and magnetizing that it caused you to dance with the beat. 100. Hip hop has received another angel, Force MDs. Yeah. All right. So, SIP to Sidney Poitier, Betty White, Bob Saget, and Jesse D. And who else passed away? Hang on a minute. Another person that passed away is Drakeo the Ruler. All right, so this is the last person I'm gonna really cover before I shift gears. So Snoop has responded to Draco's death, taking to Twitter with a sorrow message. He said in Twitter, basically said, I'm saddened by the events that took place last night at the Once Upon a Time in LA festival. My condolences go out to the family and loved ones of Drakeo the Ruler. I'm not with anything negative, and as one of the many performers, I was there to spread positive vibes only to my city of LA. Last night, I was in my dressing room when I was informed about the incident and chose to immediately leave the festival grounds. My prayers go out to everyone affected by a tragedy. Please take care, love one another, and stay safe, y'all. I'm praying for peace in hip hop. Snoop Dogg said, okay. Snoop Dogg says he was informed about the stabbing while he was in his dressing room and immediately left the grounds. In the same breath, he sent condolences to the Drakeo family. So LA rapper Drakeo the Ruler is dead after a stabbing at the Snoop Dogg headline Once Upon a Time festival concert, TMZ has learned. Drakeo was one of the dozens of billed performers at the huge all-day event Saturday in LA's Exposition Park. And the people from the Hip Hop Ties says on Twitter, LA rapper Drakeo the Ruler was reportedly stabbed in the neck at Once Upon a Time in LA Festival earlier tonight. Prayers up for Drakeo. He was backstage around 8:30 p.m. when the fight broke out, and during the altercation, he got stabbed, according to law enforcement sources. We're told LAPD, California Highway Patrol, and the fire department responded, and Drakeo was rushed to the hospital. But multiple sources tell us he died from his injuries. There are reports he was stabbed in the neck, but we haven't confirmed that yet. We were told cops are investigating and will try to interview all artists and their entourages who were in the area when the fight started. Um, After the fight and Draco's stabbing, concert organizers shut down the festival, so headliners like Snoop and 50 Cent never even took the stage. Oh man. Um yeah, so SIP to Betty White, Bob Saget, Sidney Poitier, Jesse D, and Drakeo the Ruler. All right. Um they are going to be missed. Yeah. Yeah, that part too. Okay. All right. So let's all right, man. Let's lighten this shit up, man. I know I've been wasting my time on this. Let's go to The Rock. All right. Um so this is according to Movie Web. The Fast and the Furious movie series is just going to have to come to an end without bringing back The Rock. Previously, Dwayne The Rock Johnson debuted in the franchise with his role as Luke Hobbs in the 2011's Fast Five, going on to reprise the role in the sixth and seventh and eighth films. The character has since branched out to lead his own spin-off with The Rock co-starring with Jason Statham and Hobbs and Shaw. Johnson did not appear in Fast 9, and this was largely due to the friction between the actor and Vin Diesel on the Fast and the Furious sets. Ultimately, The Rock decided that he didn't want to deal with it again and publicly announced he wouldn't return for the final two Fast films. Diesel later posted to Instagram a message pleading for Johnson to return in Fast 10 and 11. Now, in a new interview with CNN, The Rock reiterated that there was no chance he would come back, and the Instagram post only made things worse. Um, yeah, hold on a second. Let me take a sip. One moment. All right. So this is what he said. Hold on a minute here. Let me adjust this. Hold on. All right. I told Diesel directly that I would not be returning to the franchise. I was firm yet cordial with my words and said that I would always be supportive of the cast and always root for the franchise to be successful, but that there was no chance I would return. Vin's recent public post was an example of his manipulation. I didn't like that he brought up his children in the post, as well as Paul Walker's death. Leave them out of it. We had spoken months ago about this and came to a clear understanding. The Rock also suggests that his issues were only with Diesel, and he lends his support to the rest of the cast and crew involved in the Fast and Furious franchise. He hints that he'd rather have had all of these problems with Diesel stay quiet. But regardless, he says he's rooting for what will be the last installments of the main series to do well anyway. My goal my goal all along was to end my amazing journey with this incredible franchise with gratitude and grace. It's unfortunate that this public dialogue has muddied the waters. Regardless, I'm confident in the Fast universe and its ability to consistently deliver for the audience. I truly wish my former co stars and crew members the best of luck and success in the next chapter. The reported plan for Fast 10 was for the penultimate movie of the series to start shooting in January. Vin Diesel has also suggested that the film will shoot back to back with Fast 11. If Dwayne Johnson was going to return, it was going to have to happen soon. But it looks like those hopes are over. Um, the world awaits the finale of Fast 10. Diesel wrote in his original Instagram post, "As you know, my children refer to you as Uncle Dwayne in my house. There is not a holiday that goes by that day, and you know, no, and you don't send well wishes. But the time has come. Legacy awaits. I told you years ago that I was going to fulfill my promise to Pablo. I swore that we would reach and manifest the best fast in the finale that is 10. Fast and Furious 10 is scheduled for a release in theaters on May 19th, 2023. So yeah, that's next year. Sheesh. Yeah, that's next year. Wow. Um, yeah, and um, speaking of next year, man, I've been hearing about this DatChat shit, and we're gonna get into this shit right now, man. Actually, hold on a second. Let me see who's in here. I didn't even see this. Um, yeah. So this is from the website DatChat.com. So basically, DatChat Incorporated is a blockchain, cybersecurity, and social media company that not only focuses on protecting our privacy on our devices, but also protecting our information after we shared it with others. We believe an individual's right to privacy should not end the moment they click send, and that we all deserve the same right to privacy online that we enjoy in our own living rooms. Our flagship product, the DatChat Messenger and private social network, is a privacy platform and mobile application that provides users the ability to communicate and share with the privacy and protection they deserve. Our platform allows users to exercise control over their messages and posts, even after they are sent. Through our application, users can delete messages that they send on their own device and the recipient's device as well. There is no set time limit within which they must exercise this choice. A user can elect at any time to delete a message previously sent to a recipient's device. In addition, users can delete entire conversations at any time, making it like the conversation never even happened. Additionally, our application includes a screenshot protection system, which makes it virtually impossible for the recipient to screenshot a message or picture before it gets destroyed. Of course, that chat provide that chat private encrypted social network. More than ever before, the need for that chat is becoming critical to our right to privacy as social media censorship is rapidly spreading. We have a right to privacy both in real life and on social media. The DatChat private social network creates a secure and completely private space to post, share, and comment with your friends and associates. Only those you allow will be able to see your posts and comments. Additionally, they cannot be screenshot. forwarded, or shared. All posts are encrypted and can be permanently deleted without a trace at any time or set to self-destruct at a specific time based on our patented technology. The DatChat private social privacy platform creates a unique social network to safely share and talk with friends without the worry of the prying eyes of big data. And only those you allow will be able to see your posts, pics, and other media. There's absolutely no reason why everything we post needs to last for all eternity. Nobody should be able to download anything we post without our permission. Prevent screenshots or anything we post. Ability to have many different and separate social networks. That chat, Facebook, Google, or Microsoft can never see anything you post and will never have your decryption key. Powerful encryption and patented technology will always protect your privacy. Of course, you could try it at your Apple Store and Google Play Store for downloads for iPhones and, of course, Androids as well. So that's the Apple App Store and the Google Play Store. So there you have it right. So there you have it right there. Um, this is crazy. Um, Wait a second. There's more to this. Wait, there's more to this. Hold up. Innovating blockchain. We are developing an innovative, complete privacy platform that will be powered by a decentralized global messaging and digital rights management blockchain. Email and messaging are two of the most widely used and almost internet applications, and they are both in desperate need of a complete overhaul. Lacking any real privacy or control, email and messaging are potentially the greatest application of blockchain. One of the biggest threats to our privacy comes from relying on others to protect our information. While most cyber security companies are focused on keeping intruders out, DatChat is uniquely focused on providing cybersecurity both before and after we hit send or submit. New communication platform. Until now, no messaging platform allowed you to change the rights to your messages after you hit send. Messaging rights management platform patent technology allows a sender to set a message to last forever or automatically self-destruct after a certain number of views. At any time, a sender can wipe text off a recipient's phone or give them give them more time to view the message. Nuke a conversation. Users can even opt to nuke messages, which erases both sides of the conversation on both the sender and recipient's devices. Um, Stay with me, folks, as I actually take a drink. One moment. All right. All right. Where was I? Encryption. All DatChat messages are encrypted with AES-256 for the message and RSA for the key to ensure your messages are only seen by you and your intended recipients. Each message is individually encrypted for the recipient and cannot be forwarded or saved. Additionally, all messages are sent and received via a SSL connection and can never be viewed by DatChat under any circumstance. Screenshot protection. DatChat's patent protection mode makes it nearly impossible to screenshot a secret picture or message. Also, the sender receives notifications when someone attempts to screenshot, protect, protected, or regular self-destructing messages. Of course, that chat messenger. Of course, you already know where you could actually do this. Some of the unique features include anti-screenshot. When anti-screenshot mode is enabled, DatChat's proprietary technology completely prevents a phone's ability to take a screenshot of the image on screen, nuke, and self-destruct. Set your messages to self-destruct after a set number of views or length of time, or nuke an entire conversation from a recipient's phone anytime you want. Your conversation disappears without a trace. Hide in plain sight. Encrypt secret photos behind a cover image. You can store this cover image in your camera roll, and only the cover will be visible without a trace. Um, when a message is destructed or deleted, it is completely gone forever. Powerful privacy. Messages stored on your device are encrypted specifically for you and can never be opened on a device not associated with your unique account credentials. No, excuse me. Yeah, credentials, yes. Fast, safe, and easy. Our powerful features are easy to use and find in an intuitive interface that will let you get started immediately. Okay, and as I stated, you can check it out on the Apple App Store for your iPhone users, and for Android users, you can check it out on Google Play Store. All right. So there you have it with DatChat. Now we're gonna go into something very interesting, actually. And I've been holding on to this story for quite some time. Now, before I even get to Future and Gunner, Charlamagne has been in the headlines, man. um, best believe, man, he's been in the headlines, and you know, yeah, he's been in the headlines and stuff. So check this out. This is according to hiphopdx.com. So the Breakfast Club boss, Charlamagne Tha God's new late night talk show has blossomed into a full-time empire in just its inaugural season. His latest endeavor, Comedy Central's The God's Honest Truth, which is a late show and also a podcast, of course, with Charlamagne Tha God, has intertwined hip hop with political conversations with artists such as Soldier Boy and Chloe Bailey. This was from last month. On Friday, December 17th, Vice President Kamala Harris was the latest pundit to be grilled with Charlamagne Tha God's version of Honest Truth, and hopped on the defensive when asked if West Virginia Senator Joe Manchin was actually the true leader of the United States of America. And basically she responds, no, no, no. It's Joe Biden. It's Joe Biden, Vice President Harris retorted. And don't start talking like a Republican asking whether or not he's president. It's Joe Biden, and I'm vice president. My name is Kamala Harris. And the reality is because we are in office, we do things like the child tax credit, which is going to reduce black child poverty by 50%. We do things that are about saying that our Department of Justice is going to do these investigations and require that we and chokeholds and have body cameras. Um, she continued to outline the Biden administration's strength, arguing it is the work of saying we're going to get lead out of pipes and paint because our babies are suffering because of that. It is the work of saying people who ride public transit deserve the same kind of dignity that anybody else does. So let's improve that system. It is the work of saying that we have got to bring down prescription drug costs because folks who have diabetes should not be dying because they don't have enough money in their pocket. As you can hear the motorcycle, um, it's about saying black material mortality is a real issue that must be treated by everybody, including the White House, as a serious issue. Charlamagne Tha God's accusations don't come out left field. In the spirit of political theater on sensationalism. On Saturday, December 18th, the Wall Street Journal reported how President Biden and the Democrats excuse me, did indeed have to woo the West Virginia senator in order pass the provisions for im, im, impo, impoverished families, mirrored much in the content of popular trench rappers such as Young Boy, Never Broke Again, um, Lil Durk, T Grizzly, and Moray. Okay, so I hear the frustration, but let's not deny the impact that we've had and agree also that there is a whole lot more work to be done and it's not easy to do. The Madam Vice President concluded, but we will not give up and I will not give up. Charlamagne the God commended the politician for showing glimpses of the fierceness she brought to the American people during the 2020 campaign trail. And of course, you could actually listen to the God's Honest Truth on Paramount Plus. Of course, you could find it on Spotify or whatever streaming platforms you actually get your podcast from, man. You know what I mean? And of course, Comedy Central as well. And speaking of comedy, we gotta talk about Future. So this is what's happening here. So this is according to TMZ, of course. Jay-Z may be a rap icon, but that doesn't carry as much weight with today's average hip hop head like he used to, especially compared to someone like Futures, who so says, well, Future. Mr. Hendrix himself made the bold statement this weekend, going on a little tweet spree to declare he's not only bigger than Jigger in the streets, but that he'll run up a B, which is billion, perhaps even faster and easier than Jay did. The latter hit the mark per Forbes in 2019. Yeah. In addition to his Jay-Z tweet, Future had other things to say, including "Everything I Do legendary," or "It won't," and, or it won't get done. Tuh. As well as I'm the only one can get Ye to pull up whenever, wherever. Tuh. And let's not forget 100 millions not the goal anymore. Sounds like Future was on one for whatever reason and wanted to puff his chest a bit. Still, that original claim of his that he's bigger than Jay is getting a lot of pushback, and at the same time, some agreement as well. Of course, lots of users responded, giving Future the virtual side eye and even laughing him off. Even at Jay's billionaire status, many say Future will never have the pull, not to mention the music bona fides that Sean Carter has, and to compare his ludicrous. One person pointed out Jay's accolades, there are many, while openly wondering why it's become fashionable for modern day rappers to size themselves up against living legends. And of course, the people from of course, people like Didi basically says on Twitter, Jay-Z 23 Grammys, billion-dollar Empire Hall of Fame, inductee, 35 top 10 hits, and 13 platinum albums. A rapper on a random day. I think I'm bigger. I'm bigger. NGL. Um, and she also says Jay-Z is literally the epitome of a household name and persona, plus the accomplishments I mentioned. I don't know why it's a trend to minimize how huge that man is all of the sudden. Oh, that's actually a good point. And yet, there's a small handful of folks who actually seem to agree with Future, saying, yeah, the guy is actually bigger than Jay in the streets, suggesting Hove simply doesn't have the street cred influence on the culture from the ground floor like he once did. Interesting take and is obviously up for debate. Sounds like that argument boils down to relevance and to whom it applies. We can acknowledge Future's music does tend to be popular among the youth today and generally performs better on the charts than recent Jay-Z releases. Wow. So perhaps this all boils down to perspective and interpretation of the premise. But we gotta ask anyway, does Future and his supporters have a point here? Now I don't know, man. I don't know because this is crazy. I don't know why this is up for debate though, man. First of all, let me just put myself on screen here. Hold on a minute. Hold on a minute here. Hold on. Okay, first of all, Jay Z's hip hop, man. You know, he's part of hip hop culture. First of all, for Future to say that he's better than Jay Z, and as far as street cred and shit, let me tell you something, man. That is fucking cap right there, man. I'm sorry, but that's really cap right there, man. There's no way in the hell you're better than Jay Z, man. You may be popular with your music and all the other shit and stuff like that, but come on, man. You don't have the amount of longevity that Jay-Z did over the years. So so stop capping on that shit, man. I just can't believe Future would actually say that. I can't believe that, man. I cannot believe that shit though, man. But and speaking of which, yeah, we gotta talk about Gunna, man. Yeah, Gunna. All right. Yeah, we talk about Gunna real quick though, man. Hold on. I don't know what's going on here. Um, all right, so Gunna is gearing up for the release of his Drip Season 4 album on Friday, which was last week, which will serve as the final installment in the decorated series. One of the more anticipated tracks is the Wheezy produced Pushin' P, excuse me, where Gunna will reunite with super slimy duo Future and Young Thug. Although the Atlanta native is looking to make Pushin' P part of everyday conversation, and he provided an explanation of the phrase, meaning that's left most fans even more confused. They talking about what's T. Nah, what's PI? Took out a PP loan for this. Okay, I'm pushing P. You feel me? He begins. You gotta push P. So this is pushing P. When you backyard and the inside and outside, that's P. You pushing P. When you go to rent in these things, you kicking P. When you go to on the catch and spending your hard earned, you pushing PP. Don't just mean player. P also mean paper too. You could be pushing this P with papers too. Um Gunna also took to Twitter to give more examples of pushing P, such as bossing your bitch up, being a real nigga off the internet, and risking your life to feed your family. For the P, Gunna made sure to use the P parking sign emoji as well. Can't believe. Oh shit. The series of examples came on the heels of the 28-year-old taking a shot at Freddie Gibbs, claiming this album will be the biggest moment of his career. Gibbs previously accused the OK rapper um, of being a snitch for appearing on what he believed to be an episode of Crime Stoppers. Oh Lord. Man, I'm not even gonna get into the whole. I'm not even gonna get into the whole ground beef with this shit. This is gonna be for like a future episode. Um, so with that being said, we are going to what else? Wait, hold on. Let me make sure I didn't miss anything. Let me make sure I didn't miss anything. Let's see. Let me see if I didn't miss anything. Hold on, man. Okay. I don't think I missed anything. Hold on a minute. Oh, hold on a minute here. Let me check something real quick. Hold on, folks. Hold on. As I'm researching what I'm looking for, let me just take a look at the comments on Instagram Live right here. Hold on a minute. Oh man. I see you, Robin. Thanks. I actually put it up myself actually, yesterday. It is the Reamer LED strip lights. I bought it off of Amazon. You can check it out on Amazon as well. And of course, I do have a ring light, of course. So yeah. So there you go. Yeah. Let me. I'm actually looking for something real quick. Actually, hold on a minute, guys. Let me make sure I don't miss any topics that I didn't get a chance to talk about. Hang on a minute. Hang on a second. Hang on. So yeah, hold on. Oh, wait a minute here. Wait a minute here. Okay. Oh, winter outing in New York City. Okay, here we go. Okay, here we go about that. Um, yeah, let's get to that. Winter outings in New York City in terms of things to do. We're going to talk about that actually. Good thing I didn't forget that topic, so let's get to that. Um, just a minute. Um, just a minute here. Uh, all right, so we're gonna go to entertainment. Okay. Now we're gonna talk about um wait a minute here. Okay, winter outings. All right. So experience deals across dining at attractions and hotels during this year's New York City winter outing. All right, so explore the Big Apple this winter with deals across dining experiences, accommodations, and more. New York City and Company announced the launch of this year's New York City Winter Outing, which includes signature programs, New York City Restaurant Week, New York City Broadway Week, New York City Must See Week, and the newest program, New York City Hotel Week. The mayor's office of media and entertainment has partnered with New York City and Company as a sponsor of New York City Winter Outing to offset participation fees for businesses across the boroughs in response to New York City's ongoing tourism recovery. We are pleased to bring New York City Winter Outing back this year with safety at the forefront thanks to the city's key to New York City requirements, said Fred Dixon, president and CEO at New York City and Company. The program offers exceptional deals on dining, Broadway, arts and culture, performing arts, tours, and hotels during a time with less crowds. We encourage locals and visitors to show their support for businesses, big and small, across all five boroughs by booking these only in New York City experiences now. As we continue along the path of recovery, the mayor's office is proud to support New York City Winter Outing, a program showcasing the best of the city's dining, arts, and culture and hospitality as it returns this winter after a 1 year hiatus due to the slamdemic, said Ann Del Castillo, commissioner of the mayor's office of media and entertainment. Um, here's um Here's a look at what signature programs are kicking off as a part of New York City Winter Outing. Of course, New York City Restaurant Week, a time honored tradition. New York City Restaurant Week will offer fixed menus from more than 440 restaurants from across the city from January 18th through February 13th. Diners can enjoy two-course lunches or three-course dinners for um $29, 39 or $59 dependent upon the restaurant's price point. New York City Restaurant Week has become a treasured tradition. I participated since the first one in 1992. It's always been a tremendous way for people to experience restaurants they've never been to, including some of the top restaurants in the world, by making them so accessibly priced. This year, it takes on a new role as being the perfect reason for people to connect and communicate in person over a great meal while supporting the hard hit restaurant industry, said David Burke, co chair of the New York City and Company Culinary Committee. MasterCard cardholders who pre-register here will receive a $10 statement credit when spending 39 or more per transaction. Of course, this is for up to 10 transactions, totaling a 100 rebate on site at participating New York City Restaurant Week eateries, subject to New York City Restaurant Week winter 2022 terms and restrictions. New York City Restaurant Week provides New Yorkers and visitors with the opportunity to experience diverse cuisines in the many multicultural neighborhoods across New York City 5 boroughs, said Treness Woods Black. Oh, wow. 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 Oh, wow. Wow, man. Yo, yo, I don't mean to laugh, but this shit is so funny to me, man. Like anytime I read a person's name or whatever that I never heard of before, man, that shit is so fucking hilarious, man. This is so fucking laughable, man. I can't help it. Um, yeah. Co-chair of the New York City and Company Culinary Committee. It's more important than ever to support these local businesses in the coming weeks. Some that have been a neighborhood staple for years and others that are new to the area. They each bring unique offerings to our dynamic city. Of course, you could check out the website. You can book now reservations at participating restaurants at their website, which is nycgo.com/restaurant week. That's www.nycgo.com/restaurant week. Now we go to New York City Broadway week. Of course, after going on a hiatus due to COVID-19, New York City Broadway week is back with bookings available for 2-for-1 tickets for participating shows from January 18th through February 13th, 2022. The return of New York City Broadway week is an exciting moment for the Broadway community and a signal of New York City's continued recovery, said Charlotte St. Martin, president of the Broadway League. End quote. We remain committed to setting the gold standard of COVID health protocols in all of our Broadway theaters and encourage New Yorkers and visitors to confidently enjoy the exceptional lineup of shows participating in New York City Broadway Week this winter. Participating shows include Aladdin, The Book of Mormon, Chicago, the musical Come From Away Company, never heard of it. David Burns' American Utopia, Dear Evan Hansen, Girl from the North Country, Hadestown, Harry Potter and the Cursed Child, The Lion King, MJ the Musical, Moulin Rouge, the musical, The Phantom of the Opera, Skeleton Crew, the Tina Turner musical, To Kill a Mockingbird, and Wicked. Of course, you can look for more information by visiting their website, which is www.nycgo.com/Broadway Week. That's www.nycgo.com/Broadway Week. And NYC, New York City Must See Week. If Broadway isn't your thing, there are still plenty of activities and places to visit in New York City. Between January 18th and February 13th, 2022, of course, you can get for one ticket, you can get 2-for-1 tickets to more than 45 museums, attractions, performing arts, and tours throughout the city. Participating attractions include the 9/11 Memorial and Museum, Empire State Building Observatory, the Escape Game, New York City, Museum of Modern Art, which is MoMA, Jazz at the Lincoln Center, Summit One Vanderbilt, um, New York Philharmonic, One World Observatory, Untapped New York, Food on Foot Tours, Beat the Bomb, and so many more. So you can look for a full list of participating attractions can be found at the website, which is nycgo.com/must-see week. That's www New York. Excuse me. That's www dot nycgo.com/must-see week. Of course, you got the New York City Hotel Week. There you go. Whether you are a tourist or looking for a nice staycation, yeah. Oh man, staycation. I like that word, man. um, oh shit. There's New York City Hotel Week. Um, the newest program for New York City and company hotel goers can book accommodations at 22% off standard retail rates from now through February 13th, 2022. Nearly 130 hotels at different price points from throughout the five boroughs are participating in this new program. Participating hotels include Equinox Hotel, the Beekman Hotel, New York Marriott, Marquis, um, the William Vale, the Rockaway Hotel, and so many more. All participating hotels can be sorted by borough and neighborhood at the website, which is nycgo.com/hotel week. That's www.nycgo.com/hotel week. Some blackout days may apply. Um, all New York City residents and visitors must adhere to the city's key to New York City guidelines. For more information about New York City winter outing, you can visit the website um, nycgo.com/winter outing. That's www.nycgo.com/winter routing. Restaurants looking to participate in New York City Restaurant Week have through January 14th to sign up to participate in the program free of charge for any or all weeks from January 18th through February the 13th. So there you have it. There you have it right there, man. I knew I didn't forget anything, man. Yeah. Okay. Let me grab a little drink. Okay, one moment. All right. I guess we could wrap up this show right here, man. Folks, listen. You like what you heard in today's show or any previous episodes whatsoever, feel free to show some love by making a charitable donation to my Cash App, which is $G Money Stacks 555. That's capital G, lowercase MONEY, capital S, lowercase TACKZ 555. Once again, it's not about breaking the bank and having a lot of money. Don't stress yourself out to having a lot of money to actually support people doing their craft, like a podcast or any other type of show whatsoever, like myself. It's all about doing what you can, and whatever amount you are comfortable doing will be appreciated, especially the other option, which is Anchor. Of course, you could donate the money there as well. But so there you go. Anyway, speaking of social media handles, let me start with 17 Live, man. You can follow me on 17 Live at G Money Stacks, Queens, New York. All right. And now we go to the Instagram handles. You can follow the show Off the Meat Rat Chainz New York podcast on Facebook and Instagram, all in one word. All right. I even put it in the description on there, so you don't have to worry about spelling it. You can copy and paste it to the Instagram search engine, so you don't have to worry about spelling it out. So let's copy and paste. It's that simple. You can also follow my other shows, which is Excellent Fun Vibrant Podcast, which is the sports edition show. And you can follow Meticulous Vibe Juice Podcast on there. I just recorded episode 42 yesterday. Make sure you check out episode 42. And make sure you check out episode 9, which will be posted on audio streaming platforms tomorrow. And of course, by the time this recording finished, you can watch episode 102 on the YouTube channel right here. And also you can follow me on the gram, which is G Money Stacks 555 in Queens, New York. In case you guys have any questions on how to start a podcast and what type of equipment and software that you want to use, that's very important. I will get to that in a second. So, let me get to where you can actually listen to the episodes. So let me go to the part where give me a moment. Give me a moment here, folks. All right. All right. Yes. Listen to this. For anybody that has an Android and don't have Apple Podcasts, don't worry. You can also download the podcast tracker, which is similar to the Apple Podcast with all the episodes on there as well. So make sure you download the podcast tracker for all your Android users out there. All right. And speaking of Android users and iPhone users, you can listen to the show episodes on Anchor, Audacity, Audible, Audio Burst, Amazon Music, Breaker, Castbox FM, Deezer, Listen Notes, and the newly added addition to the streaming platform, which is Moon FM Podcasts, Player FM, Pocket Cast, Podbay, Podfriend, Podo Polo. Not to be confused with Marco Polo, folks. Oh shit. Podorama, Podcast Index, Podcast Addict, Podchaser, Reason FM, Spotify. Don't forget to rate on Spotify, Podfriend, and Podchaser with a 5-star rating. Even though you don't have anything to say on there, you could give a 5-star rating as an as a way of me appreciating you guys for listening. On Podchaser, Podfriend, and Spotify as well. We are also on Stitcher, TuneIn Radio. Don't forget to listen to Off the Meat Rack Chainz New York podcast episodes on Google Podcast, Radio Public, iHeartRadio, the #1 app for music, radio, and podcast. And last but not least, the YouTube. All these streaming platform apps that I just mentioned can be found in the link in the bio of my primary handle of the gram, which is G Money Stacks 555 in Queens, New York. And it's going to be on the podcast show page as well of Off the Meat Rat Chainz New York podcast. You're going to see a link that says Linktree/G Money Stacks. You click on there and it's going to take you to all the streaming platforms that's been included and added. So make sure you guys actually listen to the episodes on these platforms right there. All right. Go ahead and grab the subscribe button on the YouTube channel G Money Stacks 555. Make sure you enable alerts alongside with the notification bell, and make sure you stay tuned for upcoming episodes, more video content, previous episodes that is already recorded that will automatically be uploaded and posted to the YouTube channel page. Download your favorite episodes, tell a friend to another friend, spread the word. Plus, be sure to leave a like and a comment along with the episodes with the topics that was already discussed. You can comment in the YouTube channel what you thought about the topics. Let me hear your thoughts and talks on the topics. Feedback is important, and also don't forget to share the videos, share the episodes, and share the podcast along with the audio streaming platforms in the link of Linktree/G Money Stacks 555 with your friends, your colleagues, from work, your husbands, your wives, your girlfriends, and your boyfriends. All right. Now, like I always say at the end of the show, man, it is important that you reach out to your loved ones and the people that you cared about. Because in the beginning of the show, it was pretty sad though, man. But we were able to lighten things up though with a little humor and shit. You know what I'm saying? Because, and I like the quote that Nick Cannon was talking about in terms of growing with the pain while dancing in the rain. It really clicked to me, man. I was like, wait a minute, man. Oh my gosh, man. Every time I hear that shit, it gets me even more inspired, man, to just, try to, come out of my shell a little bit, man. That's why I'm doing 3 podcast shows for a reason for you guys, man, for video content. And, as we progress to, upcoming episodes like this one right here, 102 was basically a bigger reach of a milestone that I ever had to do by myself. In terms of without co-hosts and stuff like that though, man. But I will say this though. In case you guys anybody in the New York area or any other state whatsoever want to be a guest co-host or whatever, I will gladly pull up the the email. Actually, better yet, you can go to the Instagram handle Off the Meat Rat Chainz New York podcast, and you're gonna see the word contact on there. Once you press contact on there, the email is gonna have Off the Meat Rat Chainz New York podcast at gmail.com. So that way you can actually you know send in your questions, your response of what day you want to actually be a guest co-host for my show that I'm doing right now. And yeah, I wanted to actually, say that to get that out the way so I don't forget my thoughts and talks. So there you have it right there, though, man. So you could reach out on the show's email page, no email address, which is Off the Meat Rat Chainz New York podcast at gmail.com. All right. And it's already going to be in the contacts of, so don't worry about trying to type in all of it. Everything is already going to be there, so don't worry about that. And if you let me know what day exactly you want to do this, I will send you an invite link. And if I see you in the link on the day that I start recording the podcast episode, I will add you to the StreamYard software live chat. That way you can see me in action, how I'm doing things, and share your thoughts and talks on certain topics, certain stories, something that relates to you, whether it's mental health, whether it's anything in entertainment, anything in transit, anything in the issues of what's going on in the middle of Long Island, whether it's sports, which I have a sports show, by the way, which is Excellent Fun Vibrant Podcast Sports Edition show. Make sure you subscribe on there. Make sure you subscribe on the Meticulous Vibe Juice Podcast review show YouTube channel page. Make sure you subscribe to all the audio streaming platforms that I just mentioned. All right. So you don't have to wait till Mental Health Awareness Day or Mental Health Awareness Month of May of each year to reach out to somebody, because it's not about because it because you have to really understand it's not about what's going on in the outside. It's about what's going on the inside of each individual or what they're going through, whether it's something scary, whether it's something traumatic, or any other type of thing whatsoever. So, so there you have it right there. Um, um, let me get that out the way, and also, um, make sure you try to reach out to anyone that you know, anyone that you care about. And like I previously just said, in the beginning of the recording of the podcast episode 102, it was a little sad, but we had to lighten things up with some humor and stuff. So of course, laughter is the best medicine when it comes to dark times. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to actually not make the episode a sad one. So you know what I'm saying? So yeah. Anyway, man, when you take a risk on reaching out to somebody, you're gonna get rewarded at the end. You know what I mean? And it's all about following your mind, your soul, and your heart on things. Because that way you're showing compassion and you're showing empathy. Yes, we grew up with parents that don't really understand mental health. And when we try to explain to them, they just deflect it and act like the shit doesn't fucking exist. And that's the shit that I don't fucking like right there. So we have to we have to destigmatize mental health as a taboo subject. It is not a taboo subject anymore. So folks, for those of you out there that are mental health advocates, keep keep educating the people who may not understand what mental health is about. And of course, in the month of May, I will try to cover the topic of the 8 elements of wellness. All right. I'm saving that topic for May. You know what I mean? Um, so yeah, there you have it. Um, you guys want some free game on how to start a podcast and stuff like that? I got you. Listen, um, there's some key equipment that are important for you to get. First and foremost, you need headphones. You also need a microphone, like I'm using right now. It doesn't have to be anything too expensive, right? It could be something very simple, like a Yeti microphone, or it could be like a Voxcon microphone that I'm using, which I bought months ago from Target, not Amazon. Target is where I bought it from. Um, Also, um, you want to have a software where you could do your live streams and stuff like that. If you have a YouTube channel and stuff like that, that's why I'm recommending StreamYard, because it allows me to create segments and talking points. Like, you see the talking points that's scrolling across your screen, which is where you can actually follow the show on social media handle that I just mentioned, and of course, the websites of your business ventures. It could be about food, it could be about clothing, it could be about jewelry, it could be about you know trying to do a cause about helping out a community in terms of the apartment that actually burned in the Bronx, which I will talk about in a future episode. Not here, but and of course, what I like about StreamYard is that it allows you to create your own brand. It allows you to you know, create segments, talking points, like I said, and of course, you see the name of the show right here, off the Meat Rat Chainz New York podcast, of course, which is on your screen, and of course, um, it allows you to send invite links to people, especially who got email addresses, phone numbers, um, of course, Instagram handles, all that shit, man. Because um, if I see you on the day that I actually record the podcast episode, I will add you to the live stream chat so you could be a part of it. That way you can interact with me alongside with myself, along with the topics, whatever you want to speak your mind on. I'm all yours. So there you have it, man. StreamYard is basically 5 times better than Zoom in terms of audio quality, which I was trying to explain to a podcaster not too long ago, who has a show called You Are Glowing podcast. They just had episode 10 already posted on Spotify and other streaming platforms. Of course, all three of my podcast shows is on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Podorama, Audacity, and all these other streaming platforms as well. So make sure you guys subscribe to the You Are Glowing podcast YouTube channel page. Enable alerts by tapping the notification bell. And of course, follow them on Instagram. You Are Glowing podcast. And yeah, there you go, right there, man. Also, if you are creating a unique name for your podcast, even though many people may not understand the story behind the name and may not even realize the how, the why, the what gave you the idea on naming the show that. So there you have it right there. But you don't have to waste your energy on the fucking haters from the garbage hater burger mobile, all right? You just picture them as food and you eat them up and show them how great you are and how awesome you are at your craft, like this. Yeah, and when you're creating a unique title of your podcast show, um make sure that it represents you. So it got to be something that nobody has never heard before. So there you have it right there. If you like to create your show podcast, you can check out the Anchor app by downloading the Anchor app onto your iPhones, your Androids, your iPads, your Android tablets, which is what I'm using right now, your laptops, whatever you have, where you could get access to listening to streaming platforms and stuff. So there you have it right there. So you can also check out the Anchor website, which is anchor.fm, so you can get yourself a head start. And I wish you the best on your podcast journey. Don't let anybody stop you from chasing your goals and dreams, even though you may not think you're going to be making a lot of money off of it, off of this shit. But that's not the fucking reason why you start a podcast. All right. It's all about trying to search what typical talent and skill that you're trying to do. Like for me, I didn't think I had a skill being behind the mic until I started this podcast last year. No, 2 years ago, to be exact. November 2020. And to be honest with you, man, like I said, man, I didn't want to do the radio personality route because of all the bad experiences of me being rejected and shit, and I wasn't really going to be guaranteed a fucking internship. So I just decided to create an opportunity for myself. So you know it makes it a lot easy for me to actually um do the best I can to not only make myself proud, but to also make everybody, including my late pops, who's no longer here, my sister Mimi, who gave me this fabulous birthday gift, which is the light box, which is what I'm using, that says live and direct. Um, and yeah, so basically, When you are creating a podcast, you want to figure out your how, your why, your what, whatever it is. It doesn't have to be too fancy, man. You know what I'm saying? It don't gotta be too fancy. You're just keeping it simple. Keep the shit simple, man. You don't gotta do all this extra shit though, man. And who says that a podcast gotta be at a fucking studio, man? A recording studio that is so expensive. You know what I'm saying? That's why I say I'm saving money because I have two bills and a bus fare that I have to worry about. I can't waste my money on engineers and producers because number one, I had to learn how to produce episodes of the podcast shows that I'm doing because number one, um, it's about ownership and creative control. You know what I'm saying? And this is for the people that are interested in creating a podcast, all right? Make sure your name is on your stuff. It's about ownership and creative control. All right? Because at the end of the day, from the token of my soul and heart, I want to say that you matter mentally, physically, and spiritually. No matter what you're going through, you're never alone. And whoever said that mental health is basically taboo, screw those motherfuckers because they're insecure bitches who don't have an ounce of empathy. So don't waste your time with these motherfuckers. You just continue to do you. That's what matters. And you have to differentiate yourself from other people that's already in the podcasting universe. All right. Don't worry about the analytics and the numbers and all that other stuff. They will come on a weekly basis. You just have to trust the process. You can't rush the shit. You know what I'm saying? I hope you do, and I hope you guys learn something. Because I am more than happy to actually give you out some free game. You know what I'm saying, on how to start a podcast. So I'm all yours. You guys are more welcome to reach out to me on my Instagram, which is GMoneyStacks555 in Queens, New York. You can also hit the podcast page in the DM, which is Off the Meat Rack Chainz New York Podcast. Um, and in the words of Scorpio P, I will never forget this, man. Look, it's not about competition. It's all about trying to inspire and motivate one another. And that's what I'm trying to do. Because if he could do that, and along with other podcasters that I listen to on a weekly basis, so can I. Because I'm doing my part to actually do something that makes you smile. Whether you having a bad day, whether you having whether you having a bad day at work, whether you having a bad hair day, whatever it is, man. You know what I mean? I'm just saying, though, man. And of course, there you have it. And that's gonna do it for this episode 102, man. Look, I'm G Money Stacks. And I will actually check to see who came into the Instagram live feed real quick. Hold on a minute. Hold on. Let me see who came in here. This is Big Talk, Big Game podcast. Shouts to the guys, to the people in Big Game. Big Game. No, Big Talk and Big Game podcast. Shout outs to you guys for hopping in. And of course, this is Grown Man Logic. Shouts to you guys for hopping in. Who else came in? This is what is it? This is kind of delayed. Born to what is it? Born to overstand. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining conversation with who is that? Conversation with Lamp. Shout outs to the people in Kia Room podcast. And that's about it though, man. So listen. Yeah, like I said, man, this is about it for me. I'm G Money Stacks. Thank you very much for tuning in and rocking with me. I'm really glad that I was able to be able to actually, you know, create content for you guys, making sure that you guys get a chance to know me as a human being and as an individual, not just because I'm doing it because of everybody else. It really means a lot to me that you guys from all over the world, including the United States of America, who actually got a chance to tune in, even the people in the 5 boroughs. I'm going to shout to you guys out in Cambria Heights and every single area in Queens, Brooklyn, Bronx, Manhattan, Staten Island, Long Island, aka Strong Island. I appreciate every single one of you. Last time I checked on Anchor, we have 1.5K. 1.5K, man. How about that, man? Yeah, let's add some explosions to this shit, man. Hold on. And some air horns. Yeah, man. I'm actually glad that I made it to 102, man. And it's all because of you. It's all because of you, man. You know what I mean? And it's all because of you. And I appreciate every single one of you who actually took the chance to watch me in action, especially on Instagram Live of Off the Meat Rack Chainz New York podcast. I really appreciate every single one of you who actually took the chance to listen. And we are almost at 2K. We are almost at 2K, son. For real. That shit is so fucking exciting for me, man. Oh my gosh, man. Yo, I'm like numbers away from 2K, man. That's crazy. Yo. And it's all because I've been inspired by a lot of podcasters, man. And and I really, 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 really appreciate you guys though, man. This really means a lot to me. Hold on a second. Let me just add this. And let me just add a little something here. And of course, yes. Yes, so I ain't going to actually wrap this up right now, man. G Money Stacks here. The host with the most, rookie podcaster of Queens, New York, the unstoppable podcast host with 3 podcast shows under my belt. I'll see you guys next time in the next episode of Off the Meat Rack Chainz New York podcast. All right. Make sure you wash your hands with water and soap, hand sanitizer. Be mindful of the people that you are around with. in vans, subway trains, taxis, transit buses, even performance venues, even movie theaters, with the whole mandate shit going on, which is of course in terms of preventing any more cases, but also be mindful of not forgetting your face covers, especially if you're coming on a bus. All right. So I'm off this shit, man. And that's going to do it for me. Yo, G Money Stacks is clocking out right now. Peace and one love, and have yourself a good night.